welcome back to the Carton Show. Obviously, blood in the water in Buffalo after that hard-fought but close loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. And now you've got a bye week, and Josh Allen talking about how confident he and his teammates are that they can right the ship here with a murderous row schedule coming up over the last 5 weeks. Look, you've seen the best of times, the worst of times, right? With the Buffalo Bills. You know they're good enough to hang with anybody and beat anybody. You saw that even though they lost the game against the Eagles. They outplayed them. And a couple missed field goals and obviously a 59-yarder against you and all that. The problem with the Bills, I think we'd all agree on, is there's no consistency. Yeah. Whether it's good or bad, they're not consistently bad. They're not consistently good. So I don't know what Bills team you get. I know they're typically pretty good off of a loss. They've proven that this year. I'll give them that. But I just don't know what you get out of them. If you told me they get in as a wild card, I buy it. If you told me they don't make it because they go 500 over the last games or 3-2 or 2-3, whatever it might be, I buy that too. It's weird not having a good feel for a team, 3 months into the season.
Yeah, it's hard for me not to give them a chance to make the playoffs because I would like to believe that they are better than what their record shows. And with their quarterback, Josh Allen, obviously, in my opinion, I think this is the best version that we're going to see of Josh Allen.
Can I interrupt you for 1 sec? Just very quick question. You look at that screen.
Yep.
Starting with the 5-seed Pittsburgh, down to the Raiders.
You don't trust any of those.
I'd make the argument the Bills are the best of all those teams.
If you're on the left side of that graphic,
right?
You would.
But they're not.
The team you don't
Stop
want to
it.
play is the
like,
Bills.
what do you want? They're not.
And that's the reality.
The bottom line is, if you go to that Eagles game, they don't maximize opportunities. You talk about James Cook, the pass he dropped, that could have been a touchdown. Tyler Bass, the missed field goal. You talk about Gabe Davis, the route that him and Josh Allen didn't connect on. There's times through this season that those blunders happen in these games. Yep. They are who they are. There's a reason they're season. You don't beat the Miami Dolphins, and remember the Dolphins are hot,
48-20.
They were smoking hot, and Buffalo said, put a whooping on them. And so then the next game they lose. So time after time, you want to love them, then you find out you really hate them. They're 6-6 for a reason. Stop making them better than what they are.
If I may now, for those of you on your remote controls, you have a button that allows you to hear our show in Spanish. There's also another button on your remote that allows me to interpret what Willie Colon just said. What Willie Colon just said was that I love the Steelers, and I'm not going to allow this
I wasn't trying to make it a Steelers thing. Yeah. My point is their schedule and their record is who they are.
Watch this.
We refuse to love them.
Watch this. Put that thing back up on the screen real quick, all right? The current standings, okay? Hey, Willie, if you started from the Browns on down, aren't the Bills the best of those 7 teams?
No.
Oh. Look, I think we get the point. None of those teams in the middle, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Indy, the current 3 wild card teams, none of them have a real grapple hold on the wild card. The Steelers' offense stinks. The Browns don't have a quarterback.
Why won't we believe the Bills who they are?
They're all beatable. Right, what I do think is going to happen over the last 5 weeks of the season, 6 weeks of the season, there's going to be a lot of jockeying week to week. So today the Browns are in, tomorrow the Texans will be in, Wednesday the Steelers are in, then the Bills are in. I don't think that's going to be settled till the final game of the season.
And to answer your question, I think the reason why we don't believe the Bills are who they are at 6-6 is because they have the potential to beat these teams. When you look at their schedule, they got Kansas City and Dallas up next. They can win those games.
Yeah, but Greg, this is what pisses me off. They barely beat the Giants, right? Right or wrong?
Okay.
Right? They lost to the Broncos on Monday Night Football.
By 2, right?
They are who they are. I refuse to give them the love that you keep searching for it because I understand where you're at, Greg. The problem is good teams beat bad teams.
Fair enough.
Bottom line.
Well, you see their schedule before you wrap this part of the show up. Kansas City, tough at Kansas City. Dallas, of course, that's a huge game. Dallas still coming off the game against Philly. You got the Chargers. And then, of course, you have the easy win against the Patriots. And who knows what the Dolphins are playing for. In Week 18, you could make the argument they go 1-4. That's on the table right now for them.
The big problem is they could win all those games and still not make it in because they have lost important games. To your point, they haven't.
I think 11 gets in, but I hear what you're saying.
Not if the Steelers roll.
Oh, please.
And they will. You can't. They will. I'm just trying to tell you.
More on the Bills, of course, throughout the show and throughout the week. We do go into their bye week right now. Time for everybody's favorite Tuesday morning segment called Yeah, But. Here we go. I'll start you off with the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, Dak Prescott's been great this regular season. And yeah, he's staying under 10 interceptions like he said he would. And yeah, the Dallas Cowboys are still alive, believe it or not, for the potential number 1 seed overall. But he's having a baby.
Yeah, congratulations, Dak.
He and his beautiful girlfriend, Miss Ramos, are having a baby. And as much as that's a great gift, it's also a terrible distraction.
Oh, don't do that.
And the Cowboys season just ended.
How did it end?
Yeah, just ended right there.
What kind
It's
of
usually a
point?
blessing.
He's having a girl. Girls are easier babies.
Not true.
How do you know he's having a
Says
girl?
the bottom.
says
It's a
at
girl
the bottom.
daddy.
Oh, they already know what they're having?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Isn't that
You
nice?
should be happy for Dak.
I'm very happy for Dak. I'm
He's
upset-
motivated.
I'm upset for Cowboy fans because, boop, there goes your season.
Wow.
All right, number 2. Yeah, the Giants have had a very tough season. And yeah, their GM had a state of the team address yesterday,
Correct.
and it didn't sound all that good. And yeah, Saquon Barkley is not under contract for next year. And yeah, your best quarterback is the Italian stallion, Tommy DeVito.
Hey.
But, believe it or not, the New York Giants are still alive
How?
for a playoff berth.
Barely.
What's that say over there?
Barely hanging on.
Yeah, if you look at the Giants' schedule, you consider the teams that are ahead of them. Green Bay, for example. The Saints, for example. I know it's a big if the New York Giants win their next 2 games, and why not? That's on the table.
Sure.
All of a sudden, they're playing more competent football, and their defense is playing pretty well. And Tommy DeVito is playing competently. They get within a game of the 7th seed in the NFC. The Giants making the playoffs is now back on the table.
Is that real?
Woohoo!
It is real
that
until
real?
you look at their schedule and see they got the Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
It's not happening.
I was nervous. Is that a
Now,
real
this
thing?
is the Giants' schedule. If you allow me, just for
Go
a
ahead.
moment.
Take off. Take
Two
off.
Eagles.
Take off.
This is their bye week.
Go ahead.
Okay, so they get through the bye
That's a
week.
win.
Maybe you get Darren Waller back after the bye week. Another little piece, okay? You know Green Bay's beatable,
Yes.
okay? The Saints stink.
Correct.
So that's a winnable game. All right, so if they did that, they get the 6 and 8. Worst case scenario, they're a game out in the win column of the 7th seed, okay? The Eagles are a problem. That's it.
Maybe they lose 1 to the Eagles.
But play this out. LA, again, winnable game.
Scrappy.
There's a very good chance if the Eagles take care of business the next 2 weeks that week 18 means nothing to them. They have the number 1 seed locked up. Who's their backup quarterback? Marcus Mariota. Could you imagine Giants, Eagles, week 18, and a chance to make the playoffs? What would the Eagles do?
They're going to play Jalen Hurts. Bottom line. You're not going to bend the knee to the Giants? No way.
No, you're not playing Jalen Hurts. You're going to beat the Giants
With
without
Marcus Mariota.
No, that even that's better. Yeah.
Kenny Gainwell's going to get 42 carries in that game. I'm just saying, you heard it here first. That's all I'm saying.
Could you
It
imagine?
could play itself out where the Giants are playing for a playoff spot in Week 18. Hey there. Thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.